Yo, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Audible Podcast. I'm the host, the Wardy Man, Dusty Wolves himself. Episode 117 is her as a Saint Lunatics. Her. Um, I know y'all remember that Saint Lunatics album back in the day. Classic, real fire. I probably listen to that Saint Lunatics album more than any actual like Nelly album. I know, people do like the main artist come up and then he bring the group up with him. Remember Jeezy tried to do it. Everybody try to do it. You know what I mean? You bring your people up with you. Not too many are actually successful with that. And I don't know if I would count them as successful. Maybe they are, but um Midwest, it's a Midwest thing, y'all. Yeah, it's fire. Let's get into something. What I want to discuss from yesterday, is first of all, we're gonna discuss some NBA, and we're gonna talk a little bit of NFL, and we're gonna talk a little bit of still NBA, but we're gonna talk this Let's get this JJ Redick stuff out the gate, out the door first, right? So JJ Redick has been reported through Shams and other journalists or whoever these dudes are, that JJ Redick has been a main candidate, a top candidate for a head coaching job in the NBA, and mainly for the Lakers. Now, obviously, we see who. Of course, it's not even. Of course, we know who's the puppeteer here. We know who's pulling the strings here. Um, the Lakers have been. I don't want to say going at it, but they've had this stance on how much control that LeBron has had as far as their decision making. Right? They've held their ground. When they first came in, LeBron, AD, etc. Um, it was reported, and I spoke about this last time, that LeBron wanted Jason Kidd as the coach, which is why Jason Kidd was the assistant to who the Lakers actually wanted, which is Frank Vogel. Okay, Brown wanted J Kidd. They got Vogel. Vogel's ultimately fired after 2 or 3 years. We discussed this on the last episode. Uh, how many coaches have to die for LeBron and KD to be fly? We discussed that last episode, right? We also discussed last episode, and again, this is well known allegations. LeBron wanted Spoelstra fired, which is why he ended up leaving Miami. If you put two and two together, LeBron was at the Cleveland game when he was with the Heat. Apparently, Pat Riley didn't like it or didn't want or told him not to go. When you're in our uniform, you don't go to somebody else's playoff game. Obviously, he didn't do that, and he ended up going back to Cleveland. So he didn't not Spoelstra. Pat Riley didn't bow down to LeBron's request to get rid of Spoelstra. So he pulled the power move, which is what you do when you in power. Fuck, that's what you do. So now JJ Redick and supposedly I believe Sam Cassell, who's been assistant, it feels like he's been assistant for 20 years, and he feels like he's been the point guard whisperer for 20 years. Right now he's currently an assistant for the Boston Celtics. But LeBron has a friend, JJ Redick, who they now have a podcast together. And I assume everybody thinks just because JJ Redick has pulled up film and say, hey, instead of this play, this is a good play. That play, this play, instead of that play, they could have ran this play. Look, dude, if you're a fucking basketball player, you should probably know plays and what play should have been ran in hindsight instead of this play. Or what's your favorite play? Or instead of this play, how about we modify it this way, talk this way? Like, I feel like I've seen like viral clips of LeBron and JJ Redick, and I watched them just to see what's going on. And when LeBron say, JJ Redick said, hey, I want you to make this play for me. well, you do this pin down in this way, and he says, oh, well, you did that before. Okay, yeah, you did that play several times before. All right, well, how about you drop this play? We do they play basketball. Of course, they're not a fucking make plays. They're high IQ basketball guys. In fact, I didn't think you need to be a high IQ basketball player to come up with a better way to make plays. A lot of the NFL coaches are not former players. They're just guys that know the game. NBA coaches too. They know the game and they know how to make plays. So for anybody to get this kind of like super intellectual genius thing from JJ Redick when he has no experience in coaching at any level. This reminds me of the Texas thing back in the day. The Texans was gonna hire who the fuck was that? The Texans was gonna hire a bullshit quarterback. What's this nigga name? Fuck. I gotta look it up. Josh McCown. These niggas was about to hire Josh McCown. So the Texans, we're gonna take it to foosball. The Texans hire one coach, just so happen to be black. Just so happen to be black. We're not gonna put it in there. Just so happen to be black. One coach. They knew they was gonna be trash. They knew it was a rebuilding year. That coach got 1 year to prove himself. They bought another coach. I believe that was Lovie Smith. They knew that was trash. They knew it was a rebuilding year. He got 1 year to prove himself as a coach. He's out of there. 1 year, done. Ron Rivera been in the league, I don't know how many long. He just got fired, but he was with Washington and trash for way too long, right? One and done for these two niggas. Then it's rumored they about to bring in Josh McCown, who at that point, at least he only coached high school. So you about to bring a mediocre, not even mediocre. I didn't want to disrespect his career because they make a lot of money. But as far as tiering, if we go tier list niggas, Josh McCown is not even on the tier list. He's not even a quarterback, not even a player. He's not even a quarterback in consideration to be put on the list of people to judge, right? We won't use that. We won't put that against him as far as his coaching mind. His coaching mind is that he coached high school and it wasn't even good. But somehow the owners wanted him to bring him in as a head coach after they just fired two niggas who had experience in being head coach. They were shamed for that by the public and by their own fans. Some of their own fans, some of the other fans was fucking idiots. So he was a quarterback. So what, nigga? Peyton Manning don't want to be. If Peyton Manning ain't a coach, Josh McCown ain't a coach. But getting into that, then they were shamed into actually going through a real coaching process. And what did they get? Ding, ding, ding. D'Amico Ryan, an actual fucking good coach, right? Who's actually coaching in the NFL on a good team. Let's bring it back to the Lakers. The Lakers are going to bring in a podcaster who I am sure is very smart at basketball, just like I'm sure Josh McCown knows the ins and outs of football. That don't make them fucking head coaches. And then you have Sam Cassell, who's been an assistant for 20 years. And there's a chance that he may be a second fiddle to a nigga that's been podcasting and on TV and First Take. Podcasting. A podcasting coach. A podcaster is about to get a coaching job for the most probably a top 3 American team as far as popularity. It's like Yankees, Lakers, Cowboys. That's not in order. It's probably it's Cowboys first, and then Lakers, then Yankees. Like that's the most popular franchises in American history. A nigga who podcasts, it's about to get a coaching job because he went viral a couple times for calling out plays or saying, "Oh, this play may be good." Nigga, what play don't look good? Nigga, a flea flicker look good. So I really don't, I really, I'm trying to like not call it what Stephen had called the Steve Nash situation, and I actually disagreed about that particular situation. I don't disagree about white privilege because I mean, obviously, I'm alive. I know I can see my two eyes. They work. I'm alive. I know what's going on, but I don't think that was particularly. I don't think I agree with it all the way. I wouldn't 100% agree with it. I probably agree with it about 40%. And I agree with it about 40% because he was doing organizational work with the Warriors, scouting talent, doing whatever. At least he was in an organization. I don't know what the nigga was doing in the organization. He wasn't calling plays. So that's what about 40%. This man is podcasting. He coaches, as he said, he coaches like his kids. I think his kids is probably like maybe 6th grade, 7th grade. And he's friends with LeBron. They do a podcast together. So he should be a head fucking coach. Agent Griffin just got fired in half a year. And he was better than the nigga they replaced him with. So I'm not really trying to call out the white privilege, even though of course it's there. I mean, this is duh. If you're a non-white man, you can see this, but we're not going there right now. This is a dude with no experience. There are people who's been waiting in line to get a great opportunity. Darvin Ham was one of them. It's not Darvin Ham's fault, and let me say it, Darvin Ham wasn't a great coach. He wasn't an amazing coach. But he didn't tell D'Angelo Russell to score fucking zero. He didn't draft these niggas. He didn't sign these niggas. You get the team and you try to coach him. Vanderbilt, Rui Hachimura, what's it, Torian Prince, D'Angelo Russell, Jackson Hayes. These niggas is trash. With any coach, they trash. I say the same thing about AD. I've been saying 10 years. He can have 35 points, 15 rebounds, 5 blocks, and 2 steals, and it's a coin flip whether you won or lost the game. He can get stats. He did it for 8 years in the New Orleans Pelicans uniform. You know what was the end result? AC, no playoffs, no playoffs, no playoffs, 7 seed, no playoff, AC. It means nothing. There was a 500 team the whole year with LeBron and Anthony Davis. The front office decided to stick by D'Angelo Russell because he was hot before the All-Star and after the All-Star. He's always hot during the season, and he always falter when it gets important. This is not a fucking revelation here. He was in Brooklyn. When KD and them got there, they tossed him out. He was a warrior. Jordan Poole came in that one year. They won a championship in his spot. Jordan Poole's spot is the D'Angelo Russell spot. And he got KO'd, paid, and tossed away. He was in Minnesota. Minnesota traded him, got Conley. Minnesota is 2-2 about trying to go to the Western Conference Finals. This is not a fucking. This stuff is not a coincidence, bro. It's not a coincidence. LeBron's coaching hires and his coaching decisions. Okay, he brought in Ty Lue. They won a championship that year. He's Ty Lue. Let's bring in Ty Lue. Ty Lue had never coached. I think Ty Lue's a great coach. And he got an opportunity to coach. He got an opportunity. But you know what the fact is? The nigga who was the coach before, they went to the finals with him. And you may say, oh, they lost in the finals. Well, we also conveniently forget, what we didn't forget when the Warriors won their first championship, is they didn't have Kyrie or Kevin Love. So a dude who was a first-year coach, who came in, who wasn't even supposed to be coaching LeBron. So I'm sure his game plan was, his trajectory was, what the fuck? It's not even the same trajectory. It was supposed to be Kyrie and friends. And you get LeBron and it's automatically championship aspirations. You make it to the finals. Kyrie and Kevin Love get hurt. People conveniently forget this stuff. And this man get fired the first year via LeBron. We know this. This is a fact. So the fact that this card can continuously get pulled over and over again, it has at least have some shame. At least privately politic. At least privately, dude. This been like 12 years of public politicking for Ramon James. It's disgusting. It's disgusting at this point. And now we at the point where the Lakers have been trying to preserve themselves, not trading draft picks, not being too aggressive. We don't know this, we don't know that, which I disagree with. Because if you're going to go balls to the wall with maxing out 2 niggas to take all your cap space, you might as well go balls to the wall everywhere else. Who cares about the next 3-4 years with draft picks? You the fucking Lakers. Do what you do every time and just sign niggas from other people's team. Look at the Lakers. The Lakers haven't used who they drafted to win a championship since the fucking 80s. You could say, oh, well, it was Kobe. I know Kobe. First of all, Kobe wanted to leave 3 different times. Second of all, they brought in fucking Shaq. The Lakers don't do anything themselves. They draft well, and then they give it all up to bring in a superstar. This is time and time again. So for the Lakers to all of a sudden now have LeBron in the twilight years, and I'm not going to kill LeBron the whole podcast. LeBron is still a beast. I would trade anybody on my team for 2 years of LeBron. 2. Just 2. Maybe not Herb Jones, because I know he probably will play. He won't play with a nigga like Herb Jones. Anybody else, you might well set your feet on fire. Your feet gonna be running like the road runner. Dust coming from your toes. If LeBron even consider the Pelicans, I'll fly the plane myself. Free, nigga. I will take pilot lessons right now. So I'm not killing LeBron all the way. And I want to kill the Lakers for not going balls to the wall. D'Angelo Russell do the same shit. It's been like 7 years. This is what I don't understand about NBA, the fans, the GMs. They talk about the same niggas. Lakers fans wanted Buddy Hield. Nigga, Buddy Hield was like a number 2 pick. What the fuck has Buddy Hield done in the last 8-9 years to be warranted as like a top free agent? Oh, we should trade for Buddy Hield. The 76ers did that. It did nothing. It's always the same niggas in the discourse. And it's be the same niggas. Miami with Tyler Hero. Nigga, how long Tyler Hero is going to show you who he is? A nigga that can score and get hurt and miss half the games. How many times do you need to be shown that? It felt like it didn't been shown that like 6 years straight. They wouldn't go balls to the wall for Dame. You might as well. What else are you doing? Preserve draft picks for what? You're Miami. You got the chip the same way the Lakers did. You got the first one, bringing in Shaq. Where you bringing in Shaq? You got the second one, bringing in LeBron and Bosh. You had to release every nigga on the team to get this done, bro. Do what you always do. You have a great coach. It won't matter. With 3 superstars and all role players, you have a great coach. Why the fuck are you still trying to build the old-fashioned way? That's what I don't be understanding about teams. This is what I understand about the discourse of the NBA. It makes no sense. Again, JJ Redick as a top candidate, as a coach, this nigga has been podcasting. And I try not to speak on, what the guys were like. I was talking about Josh McCown. What these guys were as actual players, because how they played and their physical capabilities or lack thereof in some cases versus how they think. I know it's 2 different things. But give me a fucking break, man. Give me a break, man. Hire a real fucking coach, man. Hire somebody with experience in coaching grown men. Not this psychotherapy shit like niggas tried to do with Steve Nash. That shit did not work. You don't need a fucking therapist. You need a head coach. Let's move on to OKC, man. Jesus Christ. Move on to OKC. It seems as though when the playoffs first started, we had guys like Shannon Sharp, and some other guys totally discrediting OKC, calling them the worst number 1 seed ever in the toughest fucking conference in the league, and the toughest the conference has been in probably a decade. The team that was the number 1 seed, the number 8 seed, got 49 wins. The number 8 seed won 49 games. OKC was still number 1. I don't care about the margin of it. I don't care if it was 2 games, 4 games. I don't care if there was 1 game above Denver or mid. I don't give a shit. They were the number 1 seed with a bunch of fucking rookies and second-year players and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. These guys are fucking tough. They're all dogs. They got grit. They're taking the Mavericks to the brink. They just swept the Pelicans. They put them wings on a grill. They took that little brown fucking part under Pelican beak. They seasoned that motherfucker. These guys are the real deal, man. Do I like how they play? Hell no. But do I like how the Mavericks play? Hell no. If you look at their game, it looked like Ryu and Sagat and Akuma's on the court. These niggas' neck is going back like they getting uppercutted. Like they getting roundhouse kicked. Like a nigga's pressing Y and up. It's pathetic. It's the worst part of basketball. And both teams, I even saw Kyrie doing it. Kyrie went for a jump shot. Nigga wasn't even near him. He put his neck back, bro, like he's fighting fucking Max Holloway. It's disgusting. But at the same time, these guys are the number 1 seed. They have the coach of the year, who I talked about this last week. I still don't know this nigga name. It don't even matter. Jalen Williams, 2nd year. Chet Holmgren, rookie. What's the nigga? I almost call him Ben Carlson, whatever his name is. Rookie. SGA, free throw merchant, 4th, 5th year player, dog. His game is disgusting. It's disgusting to watch. I just wanted to discuss OKC because I've seen people try to discredit him again. The thing Shannon Sharp said at the beginning of the playoffs, the worst number 1 seed, man, please. The 2 teams that every network talked about all year was the 9th and 10th seed the entire season. The Warriors or Lakers cannot climb out of the hole for the entire season. 82 games, like 5 months. And Lakers had like 46 wins. Nigga, that's a lot of wins. They're in the fucking play-in game with LeBron and Anthony Davis. Two players that you would say are better than any two players, maybe, on OKC. You probably say Shea better, but I mean, Anthony Davis ain't no fucking slouch either. LeBron damn sure ain't no slouch. You could say those two players are better than any two players in the West. But it's a fucking team game. And again, they have rookies and second-year players playing like dogs. So I just wanted to give them a little bit of respect, man. They've been tanking a lot to get here. Jesus Christ. I would fucking hope after 5-6 years or however long it's been of being absolute dog shit, tanking on purpose, they're hoarding so many picks they can't even trade them all. They've been losing second round picks by default because they can't do nothing with all the shit they've been tanking for and acquiring over the last 5 or 6 years. So I would fucking hope that you would get a number 1 seed out of tanking and being dog shit for 6 years, 7 years, however long it's been. This is the real trust the process that motherfuckers been talking about in Philly. And I just want to give them a little respect. Let's go to another topic, man. I got a whole list of stuff, and I just want to go down the list, man. And let's get a little Pelican action in this thing. Brandon Ingram. For the first time ever, I've never seen this before, and I assume it's something that's being purposely done. But since the Pelicans were eliminated, I've never seen a player. First of all, I've never seen a GM openly come out and say things are going to change. Not GM, president of basketball operations, whatever David Griffin is supposed to be. I've never heard somebody come out and say things are changing immediately. Not even a fucking week after they lost, got swept. Right? I've never heard that ever before from anybody. Right? Usually, you keep things under fucking wraps. When people know you selling, usually shut the fuck up so you can still get the best type of deal. Duh. Obviously, he don't know that. Brandon Ingram has been openly shopped for like 2 weeks now, 3 weeks. Every day, I opened the app. I opened the X app, the Twitter app. That's the first time I'd called it X. Every day I open it, Brandon Ingram is being reported on by some random dude as being trade bait. My question is, for what and for who? Why didn't you make any moves at the All-Star? Just like the Lakers. This is what I don't understand. And I don't even want to compare the Pelicans to the Lakers in any type of way, in any one-on-one capacity. And understand this. I'm a Laker hater to the core, to the death. I will always hate the Lakers. Always. But to even try to compare the two in any facet is disrespectful to the basketball gods. So the Pelicans, David Griffin has been there 5 years. Can anybody tell me what type of trade David Griffin has made to make a fucking difference for the better? First of all, the one trade that this nigga has made, well, he's made 2 trades. Obviously, the Anthony Davis one, but they had no choice in that. That's all, folks. He was going anyway. He was out of there anyway. His daddy, whoever, the clutch people was already pulling the strings on where he want to go. If y'all remember, his daddy went on radio and said, if they trade my son to Boston, he ain't playing. And if y'all look back in those days, Tatum was like, yeah, I play in New Orleans. We could have had Tatum. I'm going to say that every time, and I'm going to get mad every time. We could have had fucking Tatum. I don't know what you niggas say about Tatum. He ain't clutch. He ain't this. Tatum is a beast. Tatum is a monster. And Tatum is easily better than anybody on my fucking team. Let's go back to this. One trade David Griffin made is he traded Josh Hart for CJ McCollum. Essentially. And I wanna give CJ his respect in Portland. Him and Dame were a fantastic duo. In my opinion, it was the second best duo in the league for quite a long time when it comes to just longevity, when it comes to just making it to the playoffs. You know, I think they went to the Western Conference Finals maybe once or twice. But as far as longevity, him and Dame really put it together. We can discuss Portland being such fucking idiots. So where you would trade one piece, your two best players, you trade the second best one, you do nothing. And then you traded the first best one like 2-3 years later out of panic, basically, when you could have fucking did it at any time in like 2-3 years. We're not going to discuss that. We're going to discuss the stupid ass Pelicans. The Pelicans trade Josh Hart, who, if you probably didn't know right now, who's still in the playoffs, playing like he's playing 50 minutes a game. It's only 48, but he don't take commercial breaks. He ain't going to the back. He's still standing on the court. Halftime, he with the Asian lady with the plates, throwing the plates. Josh Hart, he on a bike in front of her, flipping the plates on his head. This nigga is on the court all the time. If you don't watch any Pelicans games, they could use a nigga like this. They could really use a nigga like this. You know who they don't use or don't need? CJ fucking McCollum. Who after getting swept, while getting swept in OKC, getting beat in the playoffs, getting beat before that, losing to the Lakers twice to fuck up your standings, being on a team when everybody's like, oh, he's scoring 30 a night. But they're going 2-8. And he's podcasting. Now, Josh Hart's a podcaster too. I don't like that. Jalen Brunson's a podcaster too. I don't like that. Podcast your ass in the off season, nigga. Don't podcast. Don't lose and talk about it, man. I won't hear that shit. Don't lose and come talk about it. Don't lose and come and talk about some other niggas losing. We don't want to hear that, brother. So David Griffin, he didn't even he don't even get the credit for drafting Herb Jones. He's the one that told this is on the record. He told Willie Green they're gonna send Herb Jones back to the fucking G League. A dude who's about to be all team defense, first team. He wanted him in the who just shot 40%. He's at least top 3 in 3-point percentage this year. He's shooting like 45% threes, and he's first team all defense. And he wanted him to go into the G League. We had Jordan Hawkins, who was in the first 10, 20 games. If you looked at any graphic, any metric, anything that had to do with rookies, he was in the top 3 rookies for rookie in the year. Wembanyama, Chet Holmgren, Jordan Hawkins. This is a fact. He's hitting so many threes, they thought he was going to break the fucking rookie 3 record. You know what David Griffin decided to do? Instead of going with work, instead of going with continuity, instead of going with obvious chemistry on the court, they wanted to go about who's being paid the most. And you know who's being paid the most on my team? You know the 2 and 3 niggas that's getting paid the most on my team? CJ McCollum, the nigga that choked, got swept Brandon nigga that choked, got swept, had 4 points multiple times at the half in a playoff series. And they quit. Barkley inside the NBA clown a bunch of niggas. They ain't never outright said a nigga quit. They quit. In the second game, they quit. And Zion Williamson, a nigga who ain't played in an important game yet, and if he did, he was trashing it. Instead of going with what worked, what players work, who's playing well, they decided to force a lineup of who's getting paid the most. Just so they can blow another year, so we can get to the point where, okay, I guess we got to blow it up. How about you just fucking play to win, right? That's outside of their realm. Brandon Ingram's been shopped the entire time, and we're gonna get to that right now. My thing is, the first room I saw was for draft capital. Maybe they wanted to trade him to some miscellaneous team. I seen Detroit, who has a number 5 pick, to move up to get number 5. Right? Okay. Now it's been rumored. I don't watch basketball, and I don't watch college basketball, and I'm pretty sure this is incorrect. But I've heard it said so many times throughout the year, and even last season, that it has to be a little inkling of truth to it. Even though I don't really be believing this dude, because again, Jokic was in the second round, is a second round pick. Niggas passed on Jokic damn near twice. It's like 12 teams, 15 teams that passed on Jokic twice. So I'll never trust anybody when it comes to NBA GMs and scouts. They'll never get my trust. I don't care who it is. Niggas passed on Jokic twice. He's rumored to go to, let's say, Detroit for the number 5 pick. That's a rookie. I'm assuming you keep it CJ McCollum. We have a rookie in Jordan Hawkins who was pretty much getting DNP'd the entire season, including the playoffs. He didn't even play. Let's say they move up for a big man, a rim protector. Jordan Hawkins wasn't playing. According to how the fan base saw it, or how the fan base saw that the Pelicans saw it, because of defense. Him and CJ McCollum could be on the court at the same time, because there will be two, and Zion wasn't playing great defense either. And I know a lot of y'all toward the end of the season, he's all team defense. He wasn't playing all team defense. He was just playing better defense than he was before. And that's like being the nicest guy in prison, because he was playing shit defense before. So any type of improvement around Herb Jones helps. When this dude on the record said, man, I just want to play hard defense, I saw Herb Jones playing hard defense. No, nigga, you're supposed to be playing hard defense because that's what you're supposed to be doing anyway. So let's say they move up, they trade Brandon Ingram, which I'm fine with. Ingram, CJ, they can go. After these playoffs performances, and after the last like 5 games they played, them 2 against the Lakers, I don't care who go. I'm on the record. Zion, he can go too. Because you ain't got a jump shot after 5 years, and you an offensive and defensive liability. After 5 years, you can go too. In my opinion, that may not be the popular thing. I know he had some fantastic games. I know at the second stretch of the season, he played amazing. But the season's 82 games, not fucking 40, not 41. Right? You can't kick it in after All-Star break, nigga. You can't play yourself into shape after 40 games. You know how many games we blew? We lost like 3 times to Utah. We lost we at least split with Utah. I know we lost 2 in a row. We split with the Rockets. We split with the Mavericks. Like, I'm getting hot. My hair turning blue. My bald head turning blue right now. So if you trade Ingram to get a younger player, you move up in the draft, you want to get a younger player, right? What's the fucking trajectory here? Another young player that you not gonna play? You still got Jordan Hawkins, who needs to be playing next year. You still got guys in the G League who need to be playing next year. You about to sign Trey Murphy, who needs to be starting next year. You about to sign him to $100+ million extension. So if you move up in the draft to get another rookie, and you already got a rookie you don't want to play because you paying a podcast $30 million, what the fuck is the trajectory of the team? This is why I at least respect the Lakers. Again, if you just go balls to the wall. They didn't, to a certain effect, they did, but they didn't at the same time. Maybe they couldn't find anything interesting for D'Angelo Russell. But they did go ball to the wall. They made a lot of trades. They signed a lot of free agents. Gabe Vincent, this thing panned out. Who would have known? The way this nigga, Gabe Vincent, what's the other nigga in Cleveland had been trash too. Both with Miami, they had an amazing playoffs. Who could have predicted that these niggas would have been ass? Who could have predicted that Austin Reeves was a pack of ass? I could have predicted Rui Hachimura was a pack of ass. But for the Pelicans to be on this weird trajectory of vets and rookies, not vets and 2-year players and vets and 3-year players. And mind you, we ain't got Anthony Edwards on our team. Ain't no fucking Anthony Edwards on our team. So for you to have half rookies, 2nd-year players, 3rd and 4 years players that don't know their role, you about to bring a dude off the bench who I like Trey Murphy. Trey Murphy he played half the season too, pretty much. He was in a slump half the season. He about to get $100 million extension. He wasn't scoring 25 points in the playoffs either. When B.I. and CJ was trash, he didn't step up either. So I just think there's a lot going on. I think their trajectory is off. I think the Pelicans should be taking the same stance as the Lakers and all these dudes have done, Miami and all these people, is you trades for fucking proven veterans. Why would you move up after not trading any draft picks? We didn't have the Lakers draft picks for 5-6 years. You ain't trading none of them bitches for nothing positive. You've been drafting with them bitches. And at the end, you're going to move up in the weakest draft class. You're going to try to move up instead of going to get a fucking veteran player, instead of matching that pick with Brandon Ingram to get somebody who's his equivalent. I don't know what his equivalent is, or higher. I don't know who's available. Paul George might be available. Go get that nigga for 2 years. Give him buku money. I don't understand what's going on, man. I don't understand what's going on with the Pelicans. I don't understand what's going on with Brandon Ingram. I don't understand how you would even be in rumors for moving up in a draft pick in a draft to like the 5 or 7 spot when you already have rookies on your team that you don't fucking play. Because there's for whatever reason, CJ McCollum and fucking and Jordan Hawkins play on the same fucking court. If Dame and CJ can play, Jordan Hawkins and CJ can play on the court. Goddamn. Niggas making millions of dollars. Play some fucking defense. Let's move on. I don't know if I should talk a little football. I'm fucking riled up, man. I'm fucking pissed off, man. What's going on in these people's minds, man? In my notes here, of course, I wanted to kind of give a little shout out inside the NBA. It's looking like, we about to lose inside the NBA. And I want to give the double sided coin of this, right? Obviously, it's an amazing show. To me, it's the best sports show we ever gonna get. With amazing personalities, Barkley is probably the best, fucking Mario coins going off. Barkley is probably the best personality we ever gonna get. Ernie, amazing lead host, and really been rolling and corralling these guys in because, believe me, uh, have been led to if left to their own devices, this show would have been canceled a long fucking time ago. So shout out to Ernie, shout out to Chuck. Shaq is an amazing complimentary piece. Kenny Smith, I'm still on the fence. I think a bowl of grits could replace Kenny Smith, but he's been there for a very long time doing this thing. After 25, 30 years, I mean, Jesus Christ, how can you really discredit somebody's job? I will. I am. But 25 and 30 years of cashing them big checks. Salute to that. So, I don't know what we're gonna get next from that. You know what I mean? What do we what show replaces that? It damn sure ain't nothing on ESPN. It damn sure ain't nothing on ESPN. Nothing ESPN has done sports wide in general, especially basketball, as far as putting some personalities together. I am I am not trying to watch fucking Kendrick Perkins and Stephen A. Smith and all these niggas. I don't watch them now. So that definitely won't happen before or after my basketball. But it looks like we're about to lose a really good show, a great show. And that's really unfortunate. I don't know if what kind of bag not TNT, NBC is gonna bust out. Maybe they want to bring these guys back in the same type of capacity, but being on cable, I know these guys get to say a lot of things that they won't get to say on network television like this. A lot of asses, jackasses, shits. Um, a lot of things won't be the same, even if they do re-sign those guys. And I'm not sure if these guys really want to be re-signed. I assume they still want to, do the job and do it well. But it looks like it's about to be a end of an era. So um, I kind of want to salute that. And again, we got YouTube. We got these clips that's gonna last us for a fucking lifetime. I was looking at clips when Shaq first got there, and it was playing shit. What's the shit where they, it's like the Pokemon shit. They show no, they who he played for, Um, we got classic clips from like 2011, 12. You know what I mean? So, and that was when Shaq first got there. We got clips before that. We got when it was hanging Kenny Smith jersey on the wash line with the clean clothes, letting them dry. We got the classic clips where Chris Webber was there. We can it can really go back a real long time. We've got clips before Barkley was even there. You know what I mean? So we really got a lot of history already. We got 20 plus, 25 plus years of some good fire shit. And yeah, I just think it's gonna be unfortunate with whoever they're gonna get to replace. I know they're gonna try to fucking add a comedian. We about to have fucking Kevin Hart and Mr. Bojangles, and it's about to be some random shit. But I just want to salute that. I was gonna talk about some more stuff, y'all, but I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna end the pod here. I'm gonna do another one in this week, and that's what I'm gonna discuss football, talking Pelicans, talking basketball decisions, talking this JJ Redick shit. I didn't really piss myself off. I usually don't get, well, I usually do get riled up. I didn't really piss myself off. So thank y'all for watching. Episode 117. Like, subscribe. It's going up on everywhere. iTunes, Spotify. Make sure you go to my YouTube at Dusty Wodes. I really want to get my YouTube popping. Subscribe to that. I'm gonna upload it on that too. And thank y'all for watching, man. Thank y'all for listening. I say watching because it's going on YouTube. I don't put no videos up on YouTube, but I feel, I mean, not videos, like a visual. It's usually just my graphic, but the media I consume on YouTube usually don't have a video to it. Like I usually just listen to the words or the narration. You know what I mean? I know it's YouTube and you're on YouTube to watch videos, but it's a lot of stuff where I just want to hear the words. So, that's how I try to make my media how I like to consume my media. That way it's more fun for me. I don't really want to. I'm not making no fucking animated stick figures that last fucking 1 hour or 45 minutes was niggas dueling. You go get a single picture, and me talking that shit for right now. But I appreciate y'all listening. Another episode in the books. Holla at your boy.